Very important table and very significant and also relevant. Why? You have here once in the Torah a very long sentence which says the following in Hebrew: Da'ash Amaleku. Da'ash, which is ISIS, is Amalekite. Unbelievable to have such significant skip of letters which comes really in one book, Deuteronomy, in really few chapters, really 4, 5, 6, a little bit of 8, but all together to have all these verses appearing in the book which according to the Vilna Gaon, this is against our millennium, the fifth book of the Torah. Now what we have here, as I said, very significant sentence, and as I remember, for one to the other letter is 462 letters. I mean, this is a skip for Dalet to Aleph, 462 for Aleph to Ein, 462, so on, carries on. So interesting. But the most interesting, besides telling us that Amalek, the ISIS is Amalek, but for Jews to know it, because we know quite well, the Torah tells us why Amalek comes. It comes because of lack of faith, because of the desecration of Shabbos, as we mentioned. The Torah clearly tells us why. In fact, this is a verse, I didn't translate it, but if you will see in Deuteronomy chapter 4:25, it's written clearly, Asita ra b'nei Hashem Elokecha, when you are doing the evil in the eyes of God, I mean transgressing the Torah, not keeping Shabbos and all these things, lachisot, to make God angry, then the connection comes out afterwards, yeah? You have a danger of destruction, of Tabedin, Ma'er Me'al Haaretz. Unbelievable. This is exactly what the Amalekite wants. They want to destroy, to eradicate the Jewish people, like the Germans, the Nazis, the Crusaders in the past, you know. So amazing, as a warning, very important warning. And then what we have here is unbelievable. Why? Because our rabbis tell us in Tractate Sanhedrin, Yuma also, that before the coming of Messiah will be a kingdom. This is the expression of the Talmud. Malchut Risha, wicked kingdom. I don't know if it's a great kingdom, but it means kind of nation, we don't know what. And they will rule a few months before the Messiah. So we don't know exactly where they are, but amazing that it comes here. Malchut, the kingdom, the rulership, you see. The Talmud uses the expression kingdom, malchut, but it means any kind of rulership. Aresha, the wicked one, unbelievable. And goes together with ISIS. Then we have, in fact, all the other want to destroy, to eradicate, to wipe out Israel, which is a Hamas, PLO, we know clearly, so the terrorists was from PLO, and they are using terror, right? Terror, unbelievable. Even the jihad appears here, which is really interesting. The jihad comes here in red, is the Hamas. All those. So this is a verse, as I told you, clearly shows that we are doing the evil in the eyes of God. Amalek comes, and our rabbis in the Torah really indications that when Jews lose faith in God, Amalekite come to remind them there is a God. If they desecrate the Sabbath, as it happens in the desert, when Jews desecrate the Sabbath, Amalek came to attack them, to fight with them. Then also the place that they were fighting was called Refidim. Refidim means, our Rabbi said, Raf Yadayim. They were loose, their hands were loose in doing commandments of the Torah. Unbelievable. So this is the reason why Amalek comes. So this is really what the message is. That ISIS, which we saw today, the terror attacks that did it to Israel in the south, in the Negev, the Bedouin fighting, yeah. What they did, so the danger is great. It's written there a lot of dash among those Bedouins. This is what he say, the Arabs. And the Hamas and the Fatah, also the same thing. Basically, all of them believe in the Islam, and according to their beliefs, the Islam really calls to kill Jews. This is what they say, because they don't accept upon them the Islam, they deserve death. So for them is a commandment, a mitzvah to kill. And even the promise that they will have a wonderful world to come there with lots of women. Yeah, it is known. This is not their belief. This why they don't mind, murdering in Jews, even there is a danger for them to be killed. So here there's a verse which I didn't translate, but you can see it about doing the evil, the bad in the eyes of God. And there is the opposite. And in chapter 6, Deuteronomy 17, which says, חוקיו, if you do the statutes אשר ציווך, ועשית הישר, if you do the straight things in the eyes of God, then you will have good life. Tavlach. And the same thing you have here also. The same thing, this is, you can see in Deuteronomy chapter 4:39, which says, 39:40 says, ושמרת את חוקיו ואת מצוותיו, if you will keep his statutes and commandments, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום, which I command you today, then אשר ייטב לך, you will have good life, and לבניך אחריך, your children after you. No, wonderful promise, but if we keep the Torah, the Sabbath and so on, but what we can do, the Satan is strong, and we saw what Daesh did to Israel. They killed so many Jewish people, and this is a terror. You see, the terror comes here because this is part of their work, of this wicked rulership. Now, as we mentioned many times, that the problem that we have from terror, Arabs and so on, really is basis because of Amalek, but Amalek power is directed by heavenly ministers, which is a Lilith, you see here, and Samael, to do with the left. But the Lilith, which comes here, the Lilith, is a force which is to do with lust. This is why the Arabs are connected. This is why the Arabs need many wives, women. So this is interesting, showing that one of the powers of Amalek, it means what really part of Amalek is immorality, homosexuality, all these kind of things which have to do with women. Amazing, all this comes here. So, as I said, very important message for Jews, because they know exactly how they should know why Amalek came. And Amalek, the meaning of Amalek is people who want to lick the blood of Jews. Amalek is also to chop the head. This was ISIS are doing. So interesting and important table. Realize, they should realize that this is because transgression of the Torah, of the Sabbath, brings us those powers. And by keeping the Torah, we'll have peaceful life, secure life, which is carry on, we'll inherit the full land, we'll rush the Kol. So interesting and important table and relevant for our time.